Hello everyone, today we have this position. It is white to move and win, so you can pause the video to find the answer on your own. Alright, so we have this pawn. Of course our pawns are pushing like this, and black's pawns are pushing downwards. Now of course, in the most endgames we need to use our king to win the endgame. Okay, our king is the most important piece. But where we put our king is very important. So we have many options here. We have king c3, king d3, king e3. What is the purpose of moving the king? The purpose is to target one of black's weaknesses, okay? Remove this pawn and push our own pawn, promote and win the game. So that's our focus. We get the king active, we go after the weakness, we promote. Okay, so most people here would say, king c3 doesn't make sense because what are we doing? So of course we're going to remove this out of our video, either king d3 or king e3. Okay, let's see first why king d3 will not win us the game. King to d3 will lead to a draw because king to d3 allows the move king to g7. We play king to e4, and the idea, yes, our plan is correct, trying to go after the weakness, but black plays king to g6, we play king to d5, and before we are able to capture the pawn, black will play this move king to f5. So if we capture his pawn, he will capture our pawn, and then who's winning this? Well, nobody, because we play king to b6, black pushes the pawn, we push our pawn, and we both are going to be promoting at the same time, and this will be a draw. Everybody's going to keep checking the kings, and it's going to be a draw. Okay, so it doesn't work. King to d3 doesn't work because of the move king g7, king g6, king f5 to target our pawn, and we cannot protect and attack at the same time. So what do? We play the move king to e3. Alright, after king to e3, of course the pawn can never be pushed, because we can just take it, or maybe get the king close. What if black plays the move king to g7 now? Now we don't make the same mistake of playing king to e4, because then we got to the exact same position, where black plays king g6, king d5, and king f5. We take, he takes, that's a draw. So instead of playing king to e4, we play king to f5. We go like this. Now why did we do this? Well, because if now black played this move king to g6, and we play king to e4, black does not have the move king to f5, right? Because earlier on we had king to e4, and whenever we played king to d5, this allows king to f5. But this move stops black from accessing the f5 square, meaning black needs to move his king away. If black pushed the pawn, for example, okay, then we just take it. Because after black takes, we go king d5, king goes there, we take, it goes here, then we play king b6, and we get the opposition if we want to. Black goes there, we go to the exact same square, and now we go here, and we push and promote, and that's winning. Alright, let's get back. This is if you played the move f6. The same thing happens if you played f5. We still take it, and we go after the weakness, we get the opposition, and we promote. So black needs to move the king. That's why we play this move king to e3, king to f4, then king to e4, to stop black king from going to f5. Now black needs to move his king. King to g5, king to g7, it doesn't really matter. The best move is king g5, but this is completely losing. You might say, well, how is this losing though? King to d5, and we get to the exact same position. Remember guys, yes, it is about targeting the weakness, but with a short, how can I say this? In a better way, I'm going to show you. So the move king to d5, it allows the move king to f5, and we take, he takes, this is the exact same thing. But in most endgames, or actually in all of endgames, we need to restrict the king's movement. When we restrict the king's movement, then we can win the game, because black cannot access, very important squares. Black in this position wants to access this move, the square f5 to target our pawn. So what do? We need our king to be in, here on e5. So we need to remove this pawn somehow and get the king to e5. Then we will be controlling these very vital squares. And then we can take this pawn and black will not be winning this or even drawing this. And the move here is e6, sacrificing the pawn. Okay, what can black do in this position? If black goes back or wherever with the king, we just take the pawn, we go there, we take the pawn, opposition, win the game. Okay, what if he takes? This is the idea. We need to sacrifice the pawn in order to get the king in the center of the board, restricting black's movement. So as you can see, the king can never defend the pawn on e6, can never defend the pawn on c5 or target a pawn on c4. So there is no counterplay. Black plays, for example, king g4. We take this pawn. Black goes here, and black will not be in time to stop our pawn from actually pushing. Like here, we can push the pawn. He goes there. Opposition. Remember that if they go right, we go left. If they go left, we go right. And red carpet for the pawn. All right, let's get back. Let's get back here. So after this move, e6, black is forced to take. Otherwise, we are threatening to take, maybe to push, and black can now play something like f6 or f5. Because the move f5 check, it allows the move king to d5, targeting this pawn, and trying to push the pawn. For example, black plays king to f6 to stop our pawn from pushing. Then we go king to d6, black push, we go here, 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 and we make a queen, and we win the game. So always remember, king activity is the most important part of an endgame, okay? And the most important thing is that we need to restrict the king's movement, the enemy's king's movement, because if we allow the king to get active, which is this move, exactly what it does, it allows the king to get activated and counter-attacking us while we're trying to attack them, which will lead to a draw. Thank you for watching.